Okay, and hello, and we continue creating the tennis game or the racket game. Just a moment, I will set up my system first. Seems like the camera is working. Let's see how the game looks now. Looks like that. Okay. So I start in a moment. Right. This is the game at the moment. I little bit was changing the code on my own. I can show my changes now. I made a couple of changes. I can show what I did. So I'm printing some information here that well, this is something I'm gonna explain later, but so there's this frames per second. It's not great really. It's not, I mean, huge, but it's good enough for us. I think it's because it's rotating this ball that the frame rate is not like 100. So, oh, and it's also because I'm streaming now. I think it's more when I'm not streaming. I think the streaming is making it lower actually. I think it was like 70 when I was running it. Yeah, because the graphics is slower now when I'm streaming. Anyway, in reality it's like 80. So now I'm trying to make this guy move. I'm trying to make this player. This is my player guy. I drew this nice one. This is my tennis player. This is the head. This is his hand. And so let's make this player. That's the target here. I'm trying to make this player now. I want to make this player now move. It's gonna obviously move horizontally and vertically. And after we created this player, then the next thing is to make this racket hit the ball. That like now when the ball hits the racket, it will bounce from the racket. And actually I want to, okay, well, if the ball hits the guy, game over, isn't it? So it can only hit the racket. I think that's the rule. So we can all check this thing. We can all do this. And I'm gonna make a nice one, I'm gonna make it so that the racket can be like this. The racket can be like normal. It can be, he can take the racket from behind and hit, actually do the hit motion. I'm gonna do that hit motion, that you can hit the ball also, and then the ball, if you hit it, obviously the ball goes faster. So I want to do like that. I want to do that that hit also, and also backhand. I want to do the backhand so the player can also do the backhand hit. Okay, so that's the challenge. It looks pretty good now, and I actually did a lot of changes, small changes here, so let's look at that now. So I'm gonna show what I did. So I just added this image here, but I need to create the player class. Maybe I'm gonna do the player first here. So we have a ball. This is the ball class. Ball is a moving object. Okay, ball is a moving object. Now we are gonna create a we're gonna create now we're gonna create a player which is also a moving object. Now I'm thinking that this bitmap thing yeah, the bitmap thing belongs here because not all moving objects are bitmaps, right? The moving object could be a rectangle, right? So at the moment, let's leave the bitmap stuff here, because later on we might have rectangles and circles. So not all moving objects are rectangles. Let's create a new class, which is going to be the player class. Add new class. Okay, so that's going to be player. There we go, that's the player. Okay, so the well, now I can tell straight away the player is gonna have, as we saw from the game, the player will have also image like the ball has. Why it takes so long time? Yeah, so obviously this is an image and this ball is an image and they're both moving. So logically speaking, this guy will be very much similar what the ball is. The ball is also moving, this is moving. So I think easiest thing to do here is actually go to the ball class and just copy everything from here and just change it, isn't it? Just change it what we need to change, because it's gonna be very similar. So easiest way to do is just to, we are not rotating the guy, so we don't need to do this one. But I'm just gonna copy all of this code and check it to the player class. And then I'm gonna remove everything which is ball specific stuff. Okay, and then I'm gonna go to the ball CPP. Okay, so I need to copy this global functions header probably as well. So I'm gonna copy all of these functions. This should not take too long to create the player class, and then we can quickly test that it works, and then we can start do the details of the player. Okie dokie. So obviously the class name is wrong. So I'm gonna go to player hates. So I need to change all these balls. First of all, I need to change all the balls to F3. I need to change all these. Oh, we have only one of them here. And then I go to the CPP file. Change all these ball class names to player class name like that. That's done. Okay. So what is the next? What is the next thing? There's that flicker free. Why is it not seeing that? Okay, I'm not worrying about that at the moment. We need to first fix these big ones. Aha, okay. So in a ball hates, I forgot we need all of these. Probably. All these includes. So you're gonna put them there. It's gonna remove most of the errors, I think. Aha, and it needs to be inherited from the moving object. Inherited from the moving object. Player is a moving object, so so we don't need this rotation direction, so I'm gonna remove that function straight away. No rotation, and all this rotation stuff can go. At least those, and then I'm gonna go to the CPP file. What do we have? Yeah, this is the rotation. We are not rotating the player. Yeah, there's some comments here. Okay, it already compiles. You see, it was quite fast to do like this. Okay, so now let's look at the details. Let's look at function line by line, function by function, what we really need here. Okay, constructor. We need the image file. We have the bitmap for the image, this one. There's a ball size. Aha, I call it ball size. Okay, I can call it, I will call it, well, it's just the name of the, it's just changing the name, isn't it? It's not ball size, it's the, how do I use this ball size? Is it the ball size or the image size? That's the question, right? Let me double check that. Is this the size of the ball or size of the image? I'm gonna remove that one. I think it's the size of the image, the bitmap image. No, I remember now. It's the desirable, what we want the size to be actually. So we can decide how big we want it to be. Like for example, let's go to the place where we're creating the ball. So here we are creating the ball. Yeah, it's that one. So we can here tell what size the ball we want. Okay, so that's the size of the image, I would say. Yeah, that's the size of the, yeah, that's the size of the image actually. Yeah, that's what it is at the moment. So let me change the name. I call it player. It's actually the player image size, to be honest with you. I think it is. Player image size. I'm going to call it player image size because that's what it is. Why is it only in two places? Okay, interesting. Oh yeah, because it's a function parameter. And let me change this one also to be the same. So it's going to be player image size. Player image size. Well, it's the size we want it to be. It's actually the bitmap size, kind of. Let me think about the right name later. Okay. Right. Player size. No, I don't like this name. It's not the original. It's not the original image size. It's the size what we want it to be. I changed my mind. I don't like this. It's not the original image size. It's not. That's confusing in my opinion. So I just say player size. Okay. I just say player size, and here also I'm gonna say player size. It's more factual. Player size. Okay. Just player size. Okay. And what else? Player size, position. Oh, that's okay. That's the position of the player. Well, this direction is also okay. But remember that the player is only going up and down. Well, we don't. No, we don't. We haven't decided that actually. Maybe the player can go a little bit forward also, right? So let's leave all the options there. Any direction, and that's the speed of. Yeah, that's the speed of the player. Yeah, that's okay. What's the speed of the player? Well, I think it starts from 0 kind of. Does it? Yeah. Let's look at that later. Okay, update, elapsed time, that's okay. Position, yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Set rotation speed. Aha. The player is not rotating. We don't want the player to rotate, right? I agree. So let me remove this. We are not going to rotate the player. That's a good question actually. You could rotate it a little bit. No. And we can add that later if we want. I don't think the player is going to be rotated. Yeah, it's going to be only the hand. Only the hand has the movement. Okay, so I'm going to remove that. Get rotation speed. That's only for the ball. Get ball size. And rotation speed, rotation angle, all of those belong only to the ball. Rotation speed, rotation angle, okay. They can go. Yeah. Of this player. Okay. Yeah, looking better and looking smaller. It's good to be small. It's good that this glass is as small as possible. Aha, so there's the rotation angle. But we are not rotating at all, so this can go. This can kind of go. Yeah, I think it can go. We only need to draw that thing. And I wonder if it's drawing rotate. Is it drawing it now? That's a good question. Is this parent class drawing that object? I don't remember. So I'm gonna go to the parent class. Where's the render? Oh, there's nothing there. Aha. So the rotate, actually the rotate also is drawing that. Oh, okay. It's also drawing that. So I need to draw that. Simple as that. So I need to use one of these draw functions to draw that. I think it's this one. Yeah. Okay, so now we will test this. So I think it's that function what we need to use here. Draw image. And the bitmap will be I think it's this bitmap here, is it? That bitmap, and it's a smart pointer, so you say get. And the position is, this is the position. Okay, so the position will be probably these two from here, position. And the player size. Yeah, I think this will do the job. This, just draw it. Just draw it. Draw that guy. And yeah. Yeah, that might work. We will see that very soon. We will see that very soon. And okay, I can remove that only calculate thing, so it becomes image load. Yeah, this is the old code. Aha, this is the old code. I can start removing this old code. This was the first version. I was using this C image, so let's remove that, this guy from here. That was the old image system, so no need for that. Yeah, it's getting small, this class. So let me now test this. Let's try to do this. So I will use this class instead of the, because at the moment I'm using the player is a ball actually. I was just testing. So the player was ball. You see it's this one. I created the ball, but I put that player image there. So I was cheating, but let's create the player actually. So I need to include the player, and player. Okay. Right. M like player, and not M like player. M like member. M like member variable of the class. Okay, and let's start doing this. So I'm just gonna copy all of these. Okay, and the ball number 4, I will just simply destroy that ball. That's the guy, but we don't need that guy anymore. I'm gonna quickly destroy that guy. You must go. Aha, only one. Okay, so so there's the player. The size is here. Okay, the size of the player, I'm just gonna use this one size here. So this size is 100, 300. Okay, so I'm just gonna guess. Yeah, that's correct already. And the position is fine. Yeah, all of these are correct. Direction, yeah, and speed is that the speed? Yeah, that's the speed. Yeah, that's 0. Yeah, start with the 0 speed. Okay. Right. And let's test this thing. So I need to draw obviously this guy. So here when we are rendering, so are we rendering the ball first or the guy first? Well, how does it go, by the way? Which one is at the top? I think the ball is at the top actually, isn't it? It's better, yeah. So we're drawing the player first, and then we are drawing the ball. It's kind of more natural, so the ball can go on top of the player kind of sometimes. Okay, so what else we need to do here? Is the render enough here? So check the ball object. That do we need to do something with the player as well? Yeah, we don't need to. Well, actually we do need to. This is for the movement. I'm gonna actually explain this one in detail at some point. I added this code here. Accumulation. This is the rotate. This is the times the movement for everything update. I can explain this one in detail later, but at the moment the guy is not moving. So I'll not put it yet. It will be here soon, but I will put it a little bit later. I'm just gonna look at it first. So there's the rotation speed. Yeah. We don't need to do any of that for the player. So thumbs up that it might work now. So let's see what if it works. No. We should see the player, and it's using the player object. There's an error there. Warning. You see I'm not perfect. What is that? I made a mistake here, isn't it? What is it saying? Player. What is the error message? Ambiguous called overloaded function. Draw image. Aha. Draw image. Aha. Okay. Why is it ambiguous? Why are you ambiguous? So it says that int tennis Paris brother. Yeah, hey. So here we go again. So what is it saying here? Why is it not liking that? So there's an image. Aha. We got double check the call from the rotate function. It's using bitmap there. Int width, and that's the graphics. There's the graphics. Draw image. I'm doing the same thing. Why is it not liking that? Int x is int. What is this? It's also int. So what is this? Aha. That is long. Why is it long? Aha. I see. Is it because this needs to be exactly the same, the right type? Maybe. It doesn't like the type needs to be exactly the right. Otherwise this graphics library gets confused. You need to put exactly the right type because these are integers. Let me try now. because it has many versions of that function. Yeah, you see, I was right? But because I'm a perfectionist, I'm a perfectionist, so I don't like this C language. So I'm gonna do static cast to make it look more complicated. Okay, so static cast int. So we are changing this guy. This is a number, but it's not int number. So I need to change it to int number, otherwise it starts getting confused, this function. Okay, so it might work now. So we should see the player now as a player object. Let's see what happens. There's nothing there. Okay, I'm not scared. I know these things can be fixed. So what is wrong here now? It is because what is wrong here? Is it that I'm not drawing it? I'm not drawing it. I am drawing it here. What is missing here? Dun, 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 dun. So there's the player PNG, position 100, direction 0, 0. Okay. And update. Am I calling the update? Is the problem that I'm not calling the update? Oh, what is the problem? No, it doesn't need that update, does it? I don't think it needs that update. Yeah, it doesn't need that update. It's using the current position. So I'm gonna debug this now. I'm gonna say here, I can draw a rectangle, just random rectangle here, isn't it? Okay, let me do that. I'm gonna draw a random rectangle here. Okay, I'm gonna draw this rectangle there and see if it's drawing anything here. So let me just remove that solid brush. Let me put just random rectangle here, like 40, 40, 66, width 333, 111, and this is gonna be that graphics over there. And let me make the color 355, 0. Okay, so let's see if this works. Is it gonna draw this rectangle? Okay. It does. Okay. So it goes there. So I think the problem is with the image somehow. So it doesn't draw the image. So it kind of, the drawing functionality kind of working, but it just doesn't. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna debug this. I'm gonna put the dot here and see what the values are. Maybe it's drawing it in the wrong place. Let's put the dot here. Oh, I can't check that. I need to put something below it. I don't know how this. Actually, let me check that. If I go here, can I see the values? Let me see. If I go at the end of the function, can I see the values? Okay, so here we go. Okay, so position. No, it doesn't show them. That's what I'm saying, that this is strange. I need to put some int here and to stop this before the end. So let me check that. I don't understand why it doesn't work. but let's see now. We will see now. So the position, of course, it went there. Okay, put a dot here. Oh boys, I'm running the release version course. No wonder. Need to run the debug version. Okay, do it again. Okay. Okie dokie, so go. Go. The debug takes longer now because it's building it from the scratch, I think. Okay, F5, and here we go. So okay, so now we can see the values. Position 100, 200, that's correct. What is the size? The size is 100, 300. That's correct. Okay. It's those values. What is the bitmap value? Well, we can't see that. Yeah, we can't see the bitmap value. Okay, so yeps. Okay, so what is this? Ball update. Why is there ball update here? It doesn't matter. Okay, so where was I? The player. Yeps. So why is the draw image not working? It's not working because we can't check. Check why it's not working. There's the image. I'm taking the address of the image. I'm taking the address of the image, and this bitmap, I'm taking the address of the bitmap as well. What should I do here? Graphics. Maybe I need to use the image here. Maybe I'm using this bitmap is probably wrong actually. Yeah, that's maybe my mistake here. I need to use the image probably. Okay. Is it true? Okay, let me try now. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Well, at least you can see the. Okay, so there's the player. Okay. We will go to details how to draw this correctly later on. I really think I know what's happening here, so don't worry. I think this might be totally okay already. Okay, so let's now, next step is that we will move this player. I want to be able to, when I press keys, when I press, up and down key, let's make moving this guy, okay? That's the next step. And how do we move the guy? Well, here's the website. It says that you need that the on key down, on key up handlers in the view class. Okay, so let's do that. To use the keys, so we need to go to the view class, okay, and we need to add those key handlers, view, and then we go here, and well, let me just follow. Actually, I don't need to think. Key down, key up. Okay, so key down, the key up. So VM key down. key down message. Here's the key down. Okay, I add it. Okay, and then let's put the up also. Why not? I'll put the key up as well. I don't know which one we're gonna use, but let both of them be there. There's the key up message handler. Okay, so now we have these two, and being lazy as me, I go and check from Google again. So we need to use these four values, right? Agree. Left, up, right, and down. Okay, so I'm gonna paste them here. These are the values we need to use, and they will, it says that check the car parameter, okay, which is here, this one. So we need to check this guy, which one it is from these four. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a simple version now. I'm just gonna simply check it here. Okay, we might improve it later, but I'm gonna check it simply here. Switch, what is this character? And we're gonna do switch case here. What is the character? Case break, and then I'm gonna just, you know, put the first case left. If it's a left key, we're gonna do something, and then we do something else, then we do something. So if it's left, if it's up, if it's right, if it's down. So there are four cases. Four cases here. Okay, help me now. Are we gonna react when the button is pressed down or when the button is pressed up? Which one? Are we gonna move that player when the key is pressed down or when the key is released when the key is up? I think it's down, isn't it? Yeah, when you press the key down, the guy needs to move, right? So yeah, I think it's like that. So I'm just going to do a first version, so that I'm just going to create a function for that in the game class for key down. Okay, so I'm going to go to the game class, and here I'm going to create a function called, I just call it the same, on key down. Yeah, I think it's okay on key down, and yeah, I think it's probably okay. But normally it's good to make this independent, this class, from the windows. So I think I'm gonna create the enum class here for all the keys, because so key, okay, key. How do you call this? Is it key? What is it? Key or when you're pressing the key? Okay, let's call it key, and all the keys go here. And now I'm gonna say here, I'm gonna say here that, is it arrow up, right? Arrow up, arrow right, arrow down, arrow left. Let's try like that. Let's try like this first. Okay, let's see if this works, this idea. So key, okay, and then I'm gonna implement the function for that CPP file. So okay. So now we're pressing the key, and depending on what key you have, you will need to move somewhere. Okay. So so if they press the key, do we agree that we are only moving the player, right? we are not moving the well if we are touching the at the moment, if we are touching the arrows, we are moving always only the player, right? So it's quite simple, isn't it? We are not moving the ball, we're not moving the the walls. So it's really simple here, isn't it? So okay, so let's do some action here. I think we need to do switch here again. We need to do another switch here. It's just the way to do it. I need to put the switch here as well. We need to check that what is the key, and we have our own values here. So we're checking first up, then we're checking right, then we're checking down, and then we are checking left. Okay. Okie dokie. So if it's up, so what we're gonna do if it's up? What we're gonna do if the player pressed the arrow up? What we're gonna do? We must move the player, isn't it? This guy. And how do we move the player? Well, it's pretty straightforward, isn't it? Because we have done everything ready now. We used many hours to do this thing. So it should be straightforward now. So if we go to the moving object, we are just using combination of these functions. So it's a set direction, isn't it? We are changing this direction. So direction needs to be up, right? Don't you agree? Direction needs to be up. It's that simple. So we need to say set direction for the player. Okay, player set direction, and now here we need to have a new direction. Well, let's move it up. Okay, I'm gonna say, and how is up? Well, the up is 0. The direction, is the direction float? No, yeah, it's a double. Okay, so 0.0. We don't go, horizontally. We don't go horizontally. So 0, 0, and then -1. Okie dokie, and now I'm just thinking one thing here. So here's the set direction. Where's the set direction function? Here. Okay. Now there's a danger here. This set direction has this value here. This can't be 0. If this is 0, it will crash the program. So this is what I'm worried here. So I need to be very careful now here. Actually, I haven't done this 100% properly. We need to check here that if this length is 0. Oh, but the length. Oh, sorry. The length can't be 0. Oh, sorry, my mistake. Sorry, guys. There's no problem here, because the length. Well, it can be 0, but if I put 1 0 vector, it's not 0. It's 1, isn't it? Sorry. There's no problem here. Just put here a note or to do. Check 0 vector. It crashes the program. Yeah, we need to handle the 0. If 0 0 vector, that's a problem, because the length of 0 0 vector is 0, so we get 0 here, which crashes the program. Something divided by 0 is not good. I do that later. Okay, so set direction will be -1. -1 means up. And let's do right. So right will be well, we never go right, but let's let it go right also at this point. So its right will be 1, 1, 0, and 0, 0, right? So 1 goes to the right, and then down will be obviously 0, 0, and 1, right? And lastly, left will be, you know it already, it will be this one but minus, right? Okay, so that will be minus. Okay, now the direction is correct, but listen, there's a problem now, because you know that the player is not moving, right? The player needs to start moving now, right? Because at the moment the player is stationary. So if you press arrow, we need to get it moving also. This is not enough. Direction is there, but it doesn't move. Okay, so let's make the player move. Let's move with the player. Give some speed. Let's give the speed. Okay. So we need to give some speed. So how do I do it? Because in all of these cases, if it's any of these, the key, we will start moving the player. But if it's something else, we don't move the player. Maybe I just simply put it here. I need to think about this, but I'm just gonna put it here for now. Set speed. Okay. And let's put some speed. How much we need speed? Let me check from the ball. How much I gave speed for the ball? I gave 100. Okay. And this is 200. Okay, let me give 100 speed. Okay. Obviously, we're gonna do it in a better way later on, but just to test this now, I just put fixed 100 for now. Okay. So, okay. So, okay, it's done. It's done. Okay, on key down, and right. And now important thing, we need to start now updating it here as well. I have update ball here. Sorry. I have update ball here. Why do I have, do I need to create a function called update player? Aha, maybe I do. Maybe I do. To be logical, right? Okay. But there's nothing much to... Okay, yeah, I will create a function because it might have some special functionalities in later on. So I will just create a function called update player. Yeah, obviously there will be some special functionalities for the player update. So this is a good idea actually. So where's the update? Update ball, update player. Okay. So at the moment it's very simple, but at the moment updating player is very simple. We're just moving it up and down. So yeah, so I think we're just calling the update at the moment. We are just calling the update. Yeah, we are just calling the update. It's that simple at the moment. We are just calling update player at the moment. Okay, that's all. That's all. Yeah, at the moment it's the player. It's just moving and nothing else. Okay, and now I need to call this function from the loop, update loop. Here's the loop. I need to update everything here. So update player. And we put that time step there. There, update all entities or whatever, objects, whatever. Okay, are we ready to try now? Let me just double check that. Aha, no, it's not ready. I need to call that game object here. So where is that? Yeah. So I need to say here that game object on key down, and I need to use these keys. Okay. So that's gonna be key. It's very simple. I'm just using the same values here. So this is gonna be left, and this is gonna be up. This is gonna be right. And this is gonna be down. Okay. And okay, so excuse me, I think we are ready to rock now. We're ready to rock now. Let's see if the player is moving. When I'm pressing the keys here, actually the player is going any direction now, so this is very exciting now. This is very exciting. Is the player gonna move when I'm pressing the arrows here now? Okay. Of course. Oh! Guys! Gosh! I'm good, isn't it? Okay, so now this is just fine-tuning this. Fine-tuning this, right? Okay, so but how I think it should work such that, so when does the player stop moving? What is the logic? So if you press the key, when does the player stop moving? That's the question. So if I press, yeah, it should only move if I press the key like certain amount, right? Is it like that? So if I press the key 3 times, because it keeps going, isn't it? What is the logic here? Should I? What is a good logic? How does the game normally work? That is it so that, like, if I press 3 times, it moves a certain amount, and what is the logic for this? I need help now. If I press, because I'm not pressing anything and it keeps moving, this can't be right. Can't be right. Right. Okay. So I just want to play this a little bit. It's not too. It should be faster. The ball is too fast. I can't move. Okay. Anyway. So what's the logic here? 1, 2, 3. Is the logic that when let me try for fun here a logic that when it's key up, I will release it. Okay, let's try this one. Let me try that logic. Is it a good logic? So when we release the up key, it will stop moving. How about that? What do you think? So we will say here that on key up. Yeah, we will create the same thing, by the way. Listen, this game class needs to have the intelligence. We don't put any intelligence here in the Windows class. We are just passing what happened here, and then this needs to do all the job. The game class needs to do all the action. Okay, so we're just going to create a similar function here. On key up, and like that. And then we're gonna go to the game class, and we're gonna probably copy that. Yeah, we're gonna copy that function probably, and just do a similar version here. Okay, and now we're gonna say, yeah, we're gonna put the speed 0 here, isn't it? Yeah, so I don't know about the direction here. I don't know what the direction should be here, so I'm gonna probably remove that direction for now. So I'm just gonna set this speed 0. Let's see how it works, what kind of feeling there is. Okay, so when the key is up, I will stop the player. And on key up. Okie dokie, and then compile. So let's see if it's good now. Oh yeah, not bad, not so bad. Yeah, we can fine tune it, but yeah, this is actually pretty logical, isn't it? When you keep the hello Smokey, when you keep the key down, it will move, and when you release the key, it will stop moving. It's pretty logical, isn't it? But I think there needs to be some kind of acceleration probably. Don't you agree? It's that like normal human being. When you start running, you first run slowly and then you get faster and faster. So we might want to get that. We might want to have that acceleration here. But maybe we can do that next month. Let's just put a little bit faster. I don't like that's too slow. So I'm gonna just increase the speed, and yeah, so the speed was the speed of the guy is defined over here. Okay, where do I set the speed, by the way? The speed is set, yeah, here this one. So let me just make it const here for now, that const double speed, so it's easy to change quickly. So let me try 150 speed, and so I'm gonna put that speed there. Okay, and yeah, so let's try now. So next thing we're gonna do, that when the ball hits the racket, it needs to also bounce. So that's the next thing to do here. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. It still needs to be a little bit faster. How about 200? Let's quickly test this here. Yeah, but the ball is still too. Yeah, well, if the ball is so fast, we need 250 maybe here, 270 here. I can't catch the ball. Okay. Yeah, like that. Yeah, I think now it's pretty okay for now. Yeah. Okay. So let me now this becomes interesting, isn't it? This becomes interesting now, because now we need to do the functionality that when it hits this racket. Let's first do that I'm gonna do the swing here later, that the player can swing the racket like this, like normal, like, so the player can do like this. But at the moment I'm just keeping it like this. So if it hits from here, it should simply bounce normally like there. It should just bounce. This is interesting, isn't it? If it comes from here, it should simply bounce there. Let's do that. Okay, well, how do we do that? Well, in my opinion, let's keep it simple. I'm just gonna estimate what is this area here. I'm not gonna do any, you know, perfect calculation. I'm just gonna estimate and look what is this area here, that if the ball hits this area roughly, then I'm gonna just bounce it here. Okay, so let's do that. Let's start rocking. Wow, how do we do that? Okay, so let's do that. So we need to go to the player class. We need to go to the player class. There's no rotation here. Okay, I remove all of that. Okay, so in the player class, we need to do, what do we need to do here? Yeah. Aha, it's actually the ball. We need to check that did the ball hit the racket. It's not the player, it's the ball. When the ball is, you know, going towards the player, we need to check that did the ball hit the racket. So we need to do similar thing what we did when the ball hits the wall. It's bouncing from the ball. We need to do similar thing here. We need to check that did it hit the racket. If it did, then bounce the ball. So where is the wall logic? So here's the wall. Okay, so here's the wall logic. Here we are checking that did the ball hit the wall. If the ball hit the wall, then here we are bouncing the ball. So let's do the same for the racket here. We are checking that did the ball hit the the racket. Okay, so at the end here, let's try to do it here. Check if the ball hits the racket, the player's racket. And how do we do that? Okay, so to do that, we need to ask the player that please give me the coordinates of the racket. Okay, yeah, exactly. We need to ask the player that please give me the racket area. Please give me the racket rectangle or something like that. Okay, agree. So I'm gonna go to the player class and create that function here. Let's be funny, okay? Let's be a little bit funny here. So I'm gonna say here that it's a rectangle, okay? Please give me the racket. Is it racket or racket? Is this correct? Racket or tennis racket? Yeah, that's the right. Please give me the racket rectangle, okay? Bounding rectangle, whatever you want to call it. So this player will calculate that where is the racket at the moment, and it will return that rectangle position of that racket. So let's create this function. A little bit challenge, isn't it? Challenge. It's a challenge for us. I'm gonna just estimate it at the moment. I'm gonna estimate where the racket is roughly. Okay, so the racket will be roughly, let's look at the picture. Okay, so where do you think the racket, this is 100, okay, 100, this is 300 pixels. So the guy is basically in the middle, so it's from the middle at the end of here somewhere. Okay, so I need to put it as just estimate like a rectangle here. Okay, so it's from the middle, you go halfway here, and then it's here in the middle here, the rectangle here. Okay, so let's do this. So I'm gonna take the size of the, it's gonna be the size of the image, or the size of the thing, size. Why is the size of the ball here still? That's a mistake. It should be size of the player. It didn't change that. This should be size of the player. Okay, anyway. So it's the size of the player. So we need to check the size of the player. Okay. Right. It's the position of the player actually. So the rectangle which we want to return here will be rectangle racket. Okay. The rectangle of the racket will be, it definitely will be the position of the player. Where is the position of the player? This get position from here. This got get position here. It's the get position of the, that's the top left corner of the bitmap. It's the X. I need to create the rectangle here. Okay, so the rectangle will be I think it's top left bottom right. The rectangle is top left bottom right, right? Just double check that. Top left bottom right. Okay, I'm just gonna do it here because it's confusing otherwise. So okay, so the left of the racket rectangle will be the get position of the image, of the player image, plus, and now we need to look at the picture. So it's this X coordinate here, this one, plus, yeah, plus to the, is it to the middle? It's not exactly middle, I think a little bit from middle, a little bit to the left. Okay, so it's from the middle is the size, right? So I need to look at the size of the image. So it's gonna be player size. Player size CX and minus something, minus, I think we need to take relative minus, like percentage, like how many percentage we need to go from the middle, how many percentage we need to go to the right. I think we need to go right 1/3, right? 1/3, 30%. So it starts from here, right? Correct. So 30% here, right? Okay, so I'm gonna go 30% to the right, and the way to go 30% to the right will be divided by 2. Okay. Minus. Oh no. Well, it's not that difficult. It's this width. It's this width. It's here, isn't it? It's like, is it like 30% it's from the width here, or maybe 40%? I don't know. Okay, let me say 40% of the width. Okay, so it will be simply multiplied by 0.4. How about that? Okay, yeah, 0.4. 40% it's about that, and then the right hand side will be, the right hand side of the rect will be rectangle. So the right hand side of the rectangle will be here, right? So that will be 60% of the width, right? So that will be 60% of the width, and then the top of the rectangle will be, let's look at the picture. The top is here, isn't it? The top is here. So now this is a little bit more tricky. So using this one here, where is this roughly? Roughly this position is roughly it's from the middle. It's from the middle. I think it's like 25%. It's from the middle. From here. This is the middle section. This is the middle section here. I think it's we just need to estimate it. There's no other way to do it. Actually, we can see the pixels at the bottom here. We can see the pixel values there, isn't it? So this is, yeah, this is 100. Okay, so we can see it here. Look at that pixel value there. You can see actually what it is. It is, so it's, we want it somewhere here. So it's 30 pixels from here. Okay, so we want 30. So it's 1/10 of the because this is 300. So if this is 30, it's 1/10, 10% of the height, right? So I'm gonna just put 10% of the height, cy, and then say 10%, and we need to put y here, okay? And then the bottom of the rectangle will be. Now let's go and look at the values from here. The bottom will be it says 60. Yeah, it's about 60. So 60 is 60 divided by 300. How much is that? 60 divided by 300. 0.2. Okay, so 0.2. That's it. And now we have the rectangle, and now I just returned it. So that's the racked rectangle. Okay. Return that racked rectangle. Okay, that's it. And now we can go back to the game class. Okay, so here we can ask that first. I'm gonna say here that player, please give me the racked rectangle. Okay, I'm gonna say auto racked racket rectangle. Okay, so that's the racket rectangle, and now we just need to simply check that. We need to check that did the ball hit this rectangle from the left. Actually, remember that it's always hitting from the left, isn't it? Like yeah, it's always hitting it from the left hand side. So I need to check that is it hitting the racket from the left, coming from the from the right hand side, coming from the right to left direction. So that's gonna be like it's gonna be the same what we're checking here. We're checking here the left hand, this left side here. It's the same as when we're checking that if the ball is hitting the left wall. It's a similar check. So I'm gonna just copy this code from here. Okay, so let's see what we need to change here. If the ball X is just 1 second. we can't, it's not the same as the wall check. We need to check that if the ball is close to the racket. We need to check the distance. If I take the paint here, this is what we have. That we have the racket rectangle here, like this. This is the racket, and then the ball. The ball is coming like this, right? The ball is coming like this, and the ball is coming from this direction, like that. So we need to check the distance of this ball. Probably we need to check what is the distance between this ball and this racket. I think, yeah, we need to check that is this ball close to the racket. Yeah. And I think we only need to check that about this thing here now. That is this ball close to this line. Yeah, that's what we kind of need to check here. Because let's look at the situation where the ball is hitting this line, but it's going from this way, from here. So if the ball is going like this, then the reason why it's not hitting this racket is because the distance here is very big. Here is the middle of the, so the distance between this and this is big. That's why it doesn't hit the racket. But the reason why this ball is hitting the racket, because the distance is getting very small here against this racket. So we need to calculate the distance between this ball and the racket. Especially, I mean, the distance between this this line and this one. So let me try to do that. It's a challenge again. So if I look at that image again. Okay. So let's say that this is 100 pixels. This is 100, and let's say that this is 180. The middle of the ball is 180. I think we need to check two things here. We need to check two things here. We need to check that what is the distance between this line and the center of and the x coordinate of this one. And then we need to check another thing. We need to check this way, that is it inside this area vertically, this ball, something like that. So let me first check this way, that is it horizontally speaking, is this ball close to this 100. Okay, I'll do that. So I call it int. Is it int or float? Int. That's horizontal distance. Yeah, horizontal distance. Horizontal ball racket distance. Okay, horizontal ball racket distance, that will be simply the racket rect, the right hand side of racket rect. It's the right hand side of racket rect, this one. So I say right, and it will be let's put this one at the ball get position, the ball get position, and x minus, yeah, so this is the distance. It's the ball's x coordinate minus the right hand side of this one. Okay, that's the distance between the ball and the racket. It's actually this distance here, because the ball's position is here. So if this distance is 0, then it's kind of hitting the racket. Actually not exactly hitting the racket, but it's on this line. It could be here, the ball, but it's on this line. So the second thing we need to check, that is it close vertically speaking. So that means that it needs to be yeah, vertically speaking. What does it mean vertically speaking? Well, the ball kind of needs to be somewhere here or here, right? Let's make it easy. Keep it simple for now. So let's say that the ball needs to be exactly like this. It needs to be somewhere here. So if the ball is vertically speaking inside this area here, then we will think that it is on a rack area. Okay, so I'll calculate that now. So I call it vertical ball racket distance. So that will be the y, and so here is the y, no. We don't need to calculate any distance here. We just need to say here that if it's a range thing, we need to say that if the ball y is greater or equal than, let's say greater, if the ball y, if it's this way, if it's greater than this section, so it's somewhere here, if it's greater than this one, which is the racket rectangle top. Okay, if it's greater than the racket rectangle top, and the ball y is less than, let's go look at the picture, and this is the second situation, it's here, this is the y, and if it's less than the bottom of the rectangle, so the racket bottom plus plus because it's here, so we need to plus this one, plus this one, plus the size of the ball. So plus the ball, is it size? Get size. Ball, get size. Yeah, get ball size. Yeah, and ball size cy, the vertical size. Okay, so that means that it's inside and the distance and the horizontal distance, if the horizontal racket distance is less than 0. Wait a second, let's look at the picture. This horizontal this way, it needs to be, well, 0 is okay. If it's 0 or if it's between, okay, let's say that if it's between 0 and half of the ball, oh sorry, 0 and minus half of the ball, because if the ball goes through the racket, it's kind of wrong, but we need to accept that small mistake. So if the ball exactly hits the racket, so it's 0 or minus half of the ball, which means that it would be here. This would be minus half. Okay, so if the distance is if the horizontal distance is greater than half of the ball size, okay, the x size, the ball, the horizontal ball size, the ball width. If the horizontal distance is greater than the ball width and less than 0, and it's less or equal than 0, actually less or equal than 0, actually like that, 0. In that case, we all good, we did hit. So this means that the ball hit the racket. Okay, so let's see if this works. And if it hit the racket, what do we need to do? We need to change the direction. And now it depends where the ball is coming from, right? If the ball is coming from the, yeah, so, but that's quite simple. It's the ball is, it's the left hand side, this left hand side thing. So we need to say that old direction, this one here, okay, the left hit, this is the old direction, and then we need to say that it's the x changes, the x changes, the y remains the same. Yeah. Oh guys, what am I doing here? What is this? I think I left it here because I was trying to use this. I think this is not needed. Left, bottom, right side, top side, left side, and then we have the racket here. Yeah, this is not needed here. Okay, I removed that. Okay, so here it is. So this should check that if it's hitting the racket, and now we will test my logical abilities. Oh my days! But I'm absolutely sure that I will get this work if you give me 10 minutes. If there is an error, I'm sure I can fix it. Okay, so let's see what happens. Oh my days, is it gonna hit the racket? And if it hits the racket, this is the moment of the truth. Oh my days. So let's run it. Okay, let's play this game. Let's see what happens. Nothing happened. No, nothing happened. Aha, okay. Nothing happened. Aha, so something is not totally right. Yeah, I think there's something is not totally right. Okay, I'm gonna put now a breakpoint here. Let's see if not anything works. Let's see if this first condition works. Let me first just double check that this is right. So the racket, because we did many things here obviously, so I'm gonna put just dot here and check straight away that is it roughly okay. So breakpoint, because the racket, okay, so the racket rectangle is left up 140, left up 140, 230, that's the left top of the rectangle, 140, right 160, 160, 200, 260, 100. Okay, what if I draw that as a rectangle? That thing. What if I draw that thing? Is that a good idea? I could draw that rectangle. Can I easily do that? Where's the renderer? Here's the renderer. Okay, let me just draw that there. Let's see where it goes. Ball ball get position. Okay, so I'm gonna use this same rectangle from here. I'm gonna draw that, so it's gonna be racket rect top left. Okay, let's see what happens now. It will draw that racket rectangle. Ah, it doesn't draw that. Oh. Aha, the color. Aha, the color. I need to change the color to be more precise. I changed the color of that racket. Solid brush. So I'm gonna use, yeah, because that's a problem because the brush is the same. So I'm gonna change the brush. Number 2. It's gonna say 25500. Use that red brush. Okay, so there it is. Aha, you see the, it's kind of a little bit right, isn't it? There's X and Y problem, because this red one, yeah, it's going the wrong way around. I think it's kind of right, but it's going like a vertically, isn't it? Sorry, horizontally. It will be going vertically, isn't it? So that's the problem with that rectangle. So let me go and check why that happens. I think it's just some small error there. There's some kind of, yeah. So the rectangle calculation is wrong. So I need to go to the player and check this logic here. Okay, so left is get position of the player X, get get position player X. Why does it do that? Get rectangle left, get position X. This is the position of the player, the X position. Yeah. Something goes wrong here, I guess. X is player size CX multiplied by 0.4. What if I just put here just the fixed values, like what if I put here 100, 150, 200, remove this. So the racket is now always at that position. Okay. Right. Well, that is kind of right. Yeah, that is. This rectangle is correct. It is 100, 150, 200. Okay, so interesting. Really interesting. Where does it go wrong? It should be simple to find. It must be here, isn't it? It must be here somehow. Get position X. Get position X. Left is get position X plus player size. Why I can't see this? Get position. Okay, let me do another test here. I just put it in a player's top left position. Okay, I know how to test this. I'm gonna put it at the top left corner of the player. Okay, so I'm just gonna use this X here. I'm gonna simply say here like a fixed number, like a 20. So X and 20, and then Y. The top is and then put another 20 here. Let's put 30. How about now? So it should be at the top left corner of the player now. But it's not. Again, the same thing. Funny. Left. Is the problem the way I draw it here somehow? I think the problem is the way I draw it. X. Yeah, sorry. This needs to be left. My gosh. Left top. Yeah, gosh. It was the wrong way around. It would be left top, not top left. You see now it's following. Okay, how about now if I, okay, so let's test now. I put it now, I use the original code. Let's see how it looks now. It will put it, it will draw the rectangle now around the racket. So what's happened? What happens now? Yeah, you see, it's correct. It's correct. Oh, no, I think what is the problem? I think it was the problem. That red arrow, this red thing here, it's too small. Yeah, it's simply too small. The ball is too big for this rectangle. Yeah, that's the problem. I need to make this red one much bigger. Okay, so let me change that red one to be much bigger. So it's the bottom here I can change, for example. So I make this one 0.3, okay. Okay, well now it's better, isn't it? So now if I hit that, I'm not very good at playing this game, you know. Of course. Oh, careful. Okay, I'm gonna make it much bigger because we are just testing, right? So I'm gonna make it 5. So if it hits that red rectangle, it should bounce. That's the whole, yeah, you see. So now I should be able to, yeah, okay, so it hit it, but it didn't bounce. Okay, so now I can, now we are talking, yeah. It did hit that rectangle, but it didn't bounce. Okay, so now I need to go and check why it doesn't bounce. Why it doesn't bounce. Okay, so I'm gonna put now a dot here. I'm gonna hit the racket and see if what is wrong here. Aha, it did not hit that, so it never. Yeah. So that means that this if is wrong. This if is simply wrong. Okay, so let me check this if. If the ball get position y is greater than, let me look at the picture. Okay, so what are we checking here? If the get position y, which is this one, the ball get position y is greater than the racket top, which is here. Okay, that's good. And the ball get position y is less than the racket rect bottom, which is this one, plus the ball get ball size cy. Is this a problem of these brackets here? I don't remember if this is causing the problem. I need to put the brackets around all of them. Okay, I'm gonna test it now. Was that the problem? Okay. It's not the problem. Okis dokis. I think I'm gonna stop this video now because I don't want to waste people's time here. If somebody's watching because I need to find this now. I need to debug and look at this problem. I think it's something very small. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna come back next time, and I'm gonna explain what was wrong. Okay, I'm gonna explain. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop now because the video is getting so long. The stream is getting so long, so I'm gonna now end this video. Thank you everybody. See you next time. Okay, see you next time, and I'll get this work and I will continue from here next time. Thank you very much.